Hello, hello. Welcome to Juicy Talk. We are glad you are here today, and I'm in the studio with my friend and co-host,
Julius.
special co-host Julius.
Hello, everybody.
So, if you know somebody that is watching that have experienced soul ties, please share this video with them. And let's go. Welcome to Juicy Talk with your host, Juicy. Live Thursdays, 8 p.m. Crucial conversations, special guests, love, relationships, and healing together. It's going to be juicy, y'all. Let's go. Yo. So we're going to get straight into it. How are you today?
I'm good. I'm a little under the weather, but I'm okay. I'm cool.
Okay. So what we are doing today, this is a great subject that we got planned for you guys here today. And what we're going to be talking about today is help. I'm trapped in a soul tie. I don't know if you know what a soul tie is, but we're going to discuss that with you guys. What is a soul tie?
Well, soul tie can be numerous things. It could be um, from a previous relationship or a current relationship. It could be from a long time ago. So it could be relationship from. Uh, I think soul ties can be with family members too, right?
Yeah. So a deep emotional and spiritual connection, right? And so I think a lot of times when people think of soul ties, they think of it as something bad, but I don't think a soul tie always has to be bad. Like we hear about it lately, it's been going around lately. People have been talking about soul ties, and they've just been using them in a very unhealthy manner. But a soul tie is only bad when it's unhealthy. If you have a soul tie, you can have a soul tie with your mom. We do. You have soul ties with your children. You have soul ties with friends, but it's a deep, emotional, intimate, spiritual connection with somebody. We are spiritual beings. And if, a lot of people, they talk about them in a negative way, but a soul tie can be positive. And sometimes you want people to be tied to you in a very deep emotional and spiritual connection. So we're going to deep dive into it and we're going to talk about some of the unhealthy ways that you could be trapped in a soul tie.
Well, you want to talk about that first? Right? I feel like I don't know if my best friend I don't consider it like a soul tie, but I'm very connected to my best friend.
Okay.
So
Who's your best friend?
I got a couple.
Okay.
My main one is Sean Grant.
Okay.
You got Ronnie White.
Okay.
And we've been friends for a very long time. So Tony Copeland and but it's a different type of soul tie. You know, something happens to them, I feel bad for them. If they lost their mom or their parent, I feel bad about that.
Yeah. But that is a soul tie as well. A soul tie is a deep, emotional, intimate, spiritual connection.
Yes.
Most of the time, it's associated with people that feel like family, people who feel very closely connected to you in some type of way. Oh, somebody said there is a lag. I don't know. Hopefully, it fixes itself. It's nothing I can really do about that right now at this time. But it's a deep spiritual connection with somebody, right?
Yes.
So when we think about soul ties, we often hear about the negative aspects of a soul tie and the unhealthy ways. And the reason why it's such a big thing right now is because of the unhealthy parts of a soul tie that people can have. Okay? What you think about that? Have you ever been in a soul tie?
Oh, absolutely.
Tell me about it. Tell me about it.
Where should I start? No, it's just like I said with the soul tie. You know, just many moons ago. You know, yeah, again, I was in a relationship, on and off relationship with this young lady, and I didn't know if I was coming or going, but I would be sad to break up and just couldn't think what is she doing, who she with. We had that bond, but I guess sometimes you just have to let people, let people stay where they at because it's not a good feeling. It really isn't.
So I think that's one of the things that are associated with a soul tie, right? It's somebody where you have this connection with them that you can't seem to let go. no matter what you do, you're like super connected to them. And even if it's unhealthy at times, you find yourself caught or entrapped in this web with this person. You know, you're in a situation where you just literally cannot break ties, break free, and it's causing you anxiety. This is when it's unhealthy. It's causing you anxiety, it's causing you stress in your life. Um, you can't seem to you just feel like you gotta be there for this person. And a lot of times we think of it in male and female relationships, but there's unhealthy soul ties with people have unhealthy soul ties even with their children. You've seen women who are have unhealthy relationships with their children. They treat their sons like that's their boyfriend. You know, they don't have boundaries for their kids. Or you have people who treat their daughters like they would have come on, they get their daughter hair done, nails done. Not saying that there's anything wrong with that, but they put that person before even their mate or their spouse.
Another thing I want to talk about is the well, the I lost my train of thought. Hmm, I-
So I'm just gonna say while you find your train of thought. This is a topic today, definitely, Lewis. This is a topic today. So, like a lot of times, I find when a lot of times when we think about the unhealthiness about around a soul tie, we never think about the fact that sometimes when it comes to men and women, like, how did you get there? Like, what happened in this relationship that you got to this unhealthy type of soul tie? And a lot of times it comes from um, you have past trauma that you have not dealt with.
Absolutely. What I was going to say was a lot of times when people have these soul ties, they go from one person to another person, so, which is really, really unhealthy when you start spreading yourself among people, and it's terrible. It's terrible.
Yeah, I think that when it comes to soul ties, there's good and there's bad soul ties, but it's what that person's intentions are. So I would say, me personally, I have definitely been in a soul tie. I
Okay.
definitely think that I have had a soul tie for sure with my children, right?
Mhm.
I don't feel like it's an unhealthy one, but I have a soul tie with my parents.
Yeah.
I have soul ties with my friends and people I love and I care about deeply, who I have a deep, close, intimate connection with, right? But what about those times when you meet somebody and it's an unhealthy soul tie and you find yourself in a situation where you're sleeping with someone that is pretty much your enemy?
Yeah.
And you don't know it because in the beginning of the relationship, it mimics that of a very healthy
Mhm.
type of relationship. Thank you, Lewis, for tuning in on YouTube. So you find yourself in this situation, right? And you're in love with this person. Maybe they showed you this beautiful part of them, but you're not really realizing that their intentions towards you are not good. So how do we find ourselves in unhealthy soul ties? When you were in your unhealthy soul tie, how did you feel like you found yourself in that situation?
Again, like I said, a lot of times when I dated, when I was in relationships, like that, it was a long-term relationship. My,
Hmm.
my relationships usually last like 2 to 4 years, 5 sometimes. But I want to go back to something that you had mentioned.
Hmm.
Um, it's been said that intimacy is the gateway to soul ties. So I definitely understand what you meant by that. But yeah, that's you got to be really careful who you mix with.
True.
You got to be careful because sometimes people's intentions are not right, and you have a tendency of mixing those bad intentions with your good spirit. Some people have bad spirits, and when you allow them into your space or your time, it can be really bad. Really
Oh, definitely, for sure. And especially when intimacy just is not, I want to just be clear, intimacy is not always sexual.
bad. Correct.
Sometimes it's emotional. people play on other people's emotional vulnerabilities and they take. Okay, so they're saying that there is a bad volume. We're going to try to fix that. How about that? Is that better with the volume? Let me know. How about now? Is that better with the, okay, better with the volume? I don't know why somebody's saying that it's a lag. I don't know what that is. I would say maybe come off and go back on. I don't know what that could be. I don't know how to fix that. So I would say that sometimes when it comes to uh, a soul tie, you can find yourself in a situation where you're sleeping with somebody. And my rule of thumb is if before you make the decision to have sex with someone, there is a delay between audio and video. I don't know how to fix that, guys. Unfortunately, we're just going to have to, let me see. Let me know if this is better. So let me know if this is better. I just tried to fix it. If you see a lag, okay, cool. Somebody said all good, keep it pushing, so we're gonna keep it pushing. All right. So my rule of thumb when it comes to soul ties and being mindful of a soul tie, one of my things that I try to keep in mind is before you sleep with a person, we all should be asking ourselves, if I had sex with this person or I was intimate with this person and I went to sleep and I slept with them, right? And I woke up the next day, would I want to be this person? Would I want to be connected with this person to the point where I become them? Because a lot of times when it comes to relationships, you do become that person that you're sleeping with. You take on their personalities, you take on their their attitudes. If they have a bad attitude, you will find yourself in a situation where now you have a bad attitude or you're not who you normally would be. Take you out your hookup, or you just take on the attributes of you are who you are sleeping with to a certain extent, and you don't even realize that it's happening to you. You find yourself being like, if they're very short or rude, you find yourself picking up those type of traits.
I can kind of relate to that because it's kind of weird, like somebody seems like they just want to call and just irritate me, just like no reason, just want to call. And I'm like, this is what you want to do this morning? You want to just argue? And so it's just, those are just crazy to me. How you want to just call somebody? They just want to argue.
Yeah, I like what Lewis said. Lewis said, you are the sum average of the people you surround yourself with. Very, very true. Very true.
What's up, Terrence?
I completely, what's up, baby? I completely agree. What's up? So I definitely agree with that. And one of the other things I want to talk about real quick, a lot of times we and you know, I don't know, this is really not even your words have power.
Yeah.
I hope so. I hope it's a mismatch going on and I hope it do work itself out. I don't know what's going on with that, but hopefully it works itself out. But back to what I was saying, you know, a lot of times we don't understand how when we're having intercourse or sex with somebody, how in those how we're what we're confessing that our words actually have power. A lot of times you'll be sleeping with a person, right? And you think like, why all of a sudden is this, you know, I hear a lot of men say women start tripping and they start going off and they're, you know, when they're in a relationship and they don't know what's going on with her. Well, you have to be careful what you're confessing to this woman while you're sleeping with her. If you're sleeping with this woman and she's tied to you, you know, her soul is tied to you in this manner, and you're having sex with her and you telling her stuff like,
during
During
intimacy.
intimacy, because it's like your words have power. Your words is casting a spell over this woman. So if you know that your intentions is not pure towards her, and you like, why is she acting crazy? And you know that your intentions are not pure towards her, but you sleeping with her, and every time you sleeping with her,
You took a part of her.
you like, baby, this is mine.
I know, right?
This meow is mine. This meow is all mine.
What we call Jesus. You call it Jesus when you be having intimacy.
Or you sitting up here
I'm
saying
talking in
like,
tongues.
so like,
How she got me? Sorry about that. My
you
religious
sitting
praise.
up
I'm sorry.
here, you
Talking
sitting
in
up
tongues.
here, you
I
confessing,
broke that.
you like, you mine forever. You mine, right? This mine, right? You talking about, his eggplant, this mine, this yours,
My
baby.
eggplant. Oh,
It was
okay.
the eggplant, this yours, baby.
Right. Okay.
You know what I'm saying? You confessing all these things, and then you just like, who? You just doing it because you think it's sex and it's good, and it just make the sex better, right? But you're not thinking about the fact that now this woman is gone now.
Right.
Now she believed in your words. You didn't cast a spell
Right.
pretty much,
She's tired.
for a lack of a better term, and she's tied to your soul, and now she's frustrated and she angry. She
gone.
holding you to task.
Oh,
She gone, but she's holding you to
no,
your
it's over.
words. She's holding you to the words that you gave her, you know?
But it could happen to men too. Men
Absolutely.
get their nose open by women all the time. Give them their check, all that. Pay your bills.
Facts. I
You know,
mean,
paying bills like, whoa. Like, you don't pay this gas bill before you leave. Oh, my bad. Sorry.
you gonna send me this DoorDash.
Right. Put the money on the table. No, I was kidding. But
Right.
but
That meow.
right.
That meow. Yeah. Words are definitely powerful. I agree with you. And a lot of times we be out there casting spells while you having sex with people. You confessing your intentions during sex, but when you get up from that sexual experience, that's not your intention
Right.
towards that person. And now you want to know why she busting all the windows out your car.
Right. For that moment. Sometimes people just do things for that moment and don't understand the repercussions of when you lay down with somebody.
Right. And you wondering why she can't walk away, or you wondering why he can't walk away, because while you were in this intimate moment with this person, you start confessing all these deep things to them, and they believed in the words, and you then cast this sexual spell over this person during intercourse, and now they can't let go. You caught them at because when you're being intimate with somebody, you're in a vulnerable state. And so now you done caught yourself, they caught up, they can't let go, they attached.
Mhm. So I wonder, I guess to kind of piggyback on that, like, is there a difference between power and control when it comes to something like that? Power is, you know, I guess sometimes people use sex as the power. This is how I get this power. This is how I get this person. There's like sex in them, or is it control? You know,
So I like what Lewis just said. He said, for a lot of women, sex is the representation, strengthening of an emotional connection versus satisfaction of a physical desire. So what a man says is taken as his bond for some. That's
Mhm.
very true.
Yeah,
If you're a woman and you love and you is digging this man and you're believing him in this moment, you're thinking when you're giving yourself to him sexually that he's connecting with you in the same way. Men may not necessarily have that.
obviously, men and women are built differently.
That's true.
So, what we think is, men are, we look at someone with physical, women are mental. So if you get a woman's mental state,
And women are receivers.
yes.
So when a woman is laying down with you, she's receiving from you. I mean, it's just the truth. She's receiving everything that's in you. You're leaving your essence. You're leaving your intentions. You're leaving all these things with her, and she's believing that you're being straightforward with her. And a lot of times, and that's why we have to, as people, one of the reasons why I wanted to have it left.
Mm.
Go ahead. Hopefully it come back up.
Some power, some control. All right, Lewis. Sure. Here we go. Sorry about that,
Okay.
ladies and gentlemen. Sorry about that.
So we've been having technical difficulties with this mixer I got. I don't know what's going on with it, but
We appreciate everyone hanging in there.
yes, definitely. But where was I at?
Oh, you saying when a man lays down with a woman,
He leaves his essence. He leaves a part of who he is as a man. You're leaving that with that woman, and then don't be so. We're receiving that from you. So men, I feel like one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation is because I feel like we don't take responsibility for what we do to people when we sleep with them and have sex with them. If you are sleeping with somebody and you know that this person is emotionally wounded and you're opening up parts of them of their woundedness because they're being vulnerable with you and you're unaware that you're just being who you are because maybe you like the connection and the feeling of being having deep intellectual conversations or you like picking people's brains,
right?
But you're not really taking responsibility and accountability for this person who's already maybe dealt with some traumatic things in their life or dealing with trauma in their life. Now you're opening them up to this vulnerability that you're not prepared to really support them in.
Right.
So one of the reasons why I wanted to have this conversation because I feel like we have a lot of wounded men and women that are operating in relationships and they're operating because they don't understand, like, I don't understand why he keep going crazy, why I keep meeting crazy people.
Right.
What's wrong with me? It's nothing that's wrong with you per se, but you're opening up people who are already wounded, hurt, have emotional trauma, mommy issues, things they haven't dealt with in their past.
Absolutely.
And now you're opening them up in this relationship with them, and they're not in the best place to really actually, you're not in the best place to actually support them in their vulnerability in that way. And I feel like we are wounding one another in doing this. Some people shouldn't be sleeping together.
I think the other thing is that I think people like should like take a break. Or as like dating. Have a seat. Till you get really mentally set, and at some point I had to like.
Mm, mm,
Mm.
mm, mm, mm. Just be easy.
Right.
It gotta be the mixer.
I think so.
Hmm. Hmm.
Sure. Right. All right. Sorry about that, ladies and gentlemen.
For anyone interested, there's an interesting read to generally understand the differences between men and women. It's a little dated, but still somewhat relevant. Thank you for that, Lewis. If you can send that to me, I'll make sure that that link is connected to the page so people can read it. I apologize for the technical difficulties we keep having, but I don't know what's going on, why I'm having this lag in my system or what's going on, but we just gonna keep it pushing.
Yeah,
I might have to get a new laptop because I don't understand what's going on here.
Right.
But we're back. So I don't know. Go ahead. What were you gonna say?
Sometimes we gotta actually have to look at ourselves and say, you know what, maybe I'm not ready. Maybe I'm too vulnerable right now to really date and just kind of like just take it easy. You know, because we bounce around from one person to another person. Not even being intimate. We just kind of bounce around, and sometimes that's not good. It's not good.
I definitely agree. I also feel like sometimes we just need to actually take sex off the table. You know, seriously, just take sex off. What was that, Liz?
My bad.
No, seriously, sometimes we have to take sex off the table, go to
We're
therapy.
sexual beings, though.
We
How
are
can
sexual beings. We
so how
are.
can you do that?
But because you you said you can't do that.
I
Wait.
did not say that.
Oh, I thought
I
that's
said,
what
how
you
do you
said.
do that?
So, I mean, we are sexual beings, but we also are. We
See,
also
men are
have
the
the.
hunters. Men are the hunters. That's what we do. We hunt.
That's true.
We hunt.
But as we, okay, so I feel like as a woman, we have to sometimes, everybody have to take time away to really regroup. If you go into the next relationship wounded, you're carrying that baggage, those soul ties. If you don't allow yourself to heal from your past traumas, from the things that you've been through that hurt you, you'll find yourself, like we talked about earlier,
I know, right?
in a cycle of relationship after relationship after relationship after relationship. And now you're in a situation where you're picking up all these people, but you have nothing to give anyone. You have nothing to share because you're wounded yourself. So all you're going to do is become this person who is fixated and chronically getting people to connect to you because you are unable to feel, because you're hurt, and you're bringing people into a falsehood of I want to be tied to you in a healthy way, but it's really unhealthy. So now you bringing these people into your aura, to your space, to your world, because you're trying to feel and you really are numb. I think it's a lot of people walking out here who are emotionally numb and don't have the ability to really connect with people. If somebody tell me that they have never been connected to a person, or I've never let a person get close enough to me to have a soul tie with me, what that says to me is that you're not emotionally available, but you probably do all the things that make a person want to be emotionally tied to you. So you have to be very mindful of that because that person is basically saying, I'm not in a position today, I am not healed.
And just to piggyback on that, that's the reality of things. You know, we got to sit down and really think about, am I really ready for that? And if you can't say no, if you can't say yes to that, sit down, get some help.
Yeah.
Maybe go see a psychologist. I think one of the things about Black folks, we don't go sit down and talk to a psychologist. We think we're better than that. We just embarrass our trauma.
You moving the mic.
Oh, sorry. Yeah. So basically, so go see a psychologist and
I do. I think that we got to be healthy when it comes to relationships and we got to do better just as far as making sure that we, A, get over the trauma that you've been through. Me personally, I went through a breakup. It wasn't the best breakup. I had went through a lot of different emotional things in that relationship. And I had to just take some time and be like, you know what? Let me regroup. Let me take a step back. Let me just have friendships that are great friendships, right? Because I do like males, I do like male companionship. I like the conversation is very different that you get from a male than you get from a woman. But sometimes you have to just be like, you know what? I'm taking sex off the table and I'm just going to learn how it is to have healthy friendships with people.
Is that putting men in the friend zone?
I don't think no, that's not the same as putting a man in a friend zone. But I guess
No?
yeah, I guess so. No, yes and no.
Oh, okay.
Because to a certain extent, absolutely. Because I am just being your friend. I'm just getting to know you and developing a friendship. And I think that that's one of the things where we can really have healthy connections with people if we just learn how to
Friends
just
first.
be friends first.
Right.
Just be friends first. This is what I address constantly in my coaching business. People who aren't healed will have a difficult time being a good partner in the next relationship, in the next relationship, in the next relationship after that, if you don't first get healing.
Right.
If you don't first get healing, you know what I'm saying? You gotta heal from your past. You gotta let it go sometimes. And so what are some of the things that you feel like gets us to this point?
Good question. I think it's sometimes how we meet people, the atmosphere, what that person may have on, or it could be a lot of things. But I guess like how can I say this? Lost my words.
Okay. So I would say, I was looking at this post, right, on Facebook. Mm, mm, mm. Don't bump the table. I don't know what's going on.
There we go.
All right. So, like I was saying, one of the things that I was looking at this post on Facebook and I seen it today, and I thought it was very powerful. Um, the message was very powerful because it said, the person you pick as your life partner will affect your faith, your family, your finances, your fitness, your joy, your outlook, your spirituality, and your path.
Mm,
So, with that being said, it is safe to say that the person you pick is the most important decision to spend your life with, is the most important decision that you can make, you know?
mm,
And I will say that just now, at 44 years old, am I really realizing the gravity of picking your partner and picking the right partner? I've been married before, and I think that when I got married because I love my husband, but I didn't think about all the other things that go into that.
mm.
And I do feel like we should get married for love, right?
Absolutely.
But I didn't think about how every part of who he was would affect every single part of my life.
Deep.
And I even as an adult now at 44, I'm just now understanding the magnitude of how important that decision is. And so it just brings me to this person that I know that I'm really close with. And we were having this conversation on something that I said to her. Because out of all the relationships that I know of my friends to have, her husband, you know, may he rest in peace because he passed away. But her husband and the way that he loved her was the most amazing thing I've ever seen until he took his last breath. I've never experienced, just by watching and seeing them, a man love a woman so much and have so much admiration that I knew personally, that had so much love, admiration, respect, loyalty for a woman. And I will always say to him, like whenever I would go visit them or anything, I will always say to him, thank you, Hassan. And he'll be like, what would you thanking me for? And I'll be like, thank you for loving my friend the way that you do. Because he absolutely adored her and he was just a wonderful person. But, you know, her picking that man in her life gave her such a sense of peace and safety that can never be replaced. And it was just a beautiful thing to watch. And I always would tell them, like, I want somebody that's gonna love me like you love my friend. But it was just deep. Lewis says, question, how prepared do you think most women are to keep a man without sex? What is your opinion about the thought that some women only have sex to offer a man to keep him interested? Mm. Look,
I know, right? Look at that one.
that's deep. Mm. You want to answer that?
Man, that's like, that's deep. Well, I guess I would say, hmm,
Do you think most women are prepared to keep a man without sex?
well, I guess some women are, I'm not gonna have sex until I get married. I don't know if that still exists. Um, good luck with that. I couldn't do it, but
You couldn't date a woman and not have sex with her?
oh no,
I'm just
yeah,
asking.
yeah,
Yeah, so he's saying, like, do
oh,
you think that a woman can keep a man and not have sex with him?
oh yeah, absolutely.
What would she have? What is she bringing to the table? So, in my
Right.
opinion, I would say that, and this is just my experience, and y'all tell me, please put in the comments what y'all think. Sex can be found anywhere. A man can go have sex with anything and anybody. Sex has never kept any man on the planet, as far as I'm concerned. Because once a man has an orgasm and he has that release, if you have nothing else to keep him interested, like if your personality sucks, if you're not fun to be around, if your conversation is not interesting, if you can't stimulate him in a mental way or give him a reason to want to stick around, all he will ever do is have sex with you and leave.
Right.
And he'll go have sex with it don't even matter. He can have sex with whoever. But if a man, if a woman has, and this is just my opinion, sex will never keep a man. It has never kept a man. That's why so many people who have babies with people have sex that they didn't have sex with and whatever, and that man didn't stay. Sex does not keep a man ever, not ever. But if you are a beautiful person and you have an amazing personality and you're loving and nurturing and he can feel safe with you and he can trust you and you're honest and you're fun to be around and just your personality as a whole is very peaceful and loving, he ain't going nowhere.
Yeah.
That's my opinion.
Yeah, I totally agree with you. And, most men are real. Like I said last week, men are really, really simple. We just want our peace. We want to be respected by women. We want to be nourished, not nourished. I'm sorry. What's the word we said last week?
Nurture.
Yeah, correct. So, and that's pretty much it. I mean, every now and then, go out to dinner and come back home and what's good. Something like that.
So the other part is Lewis said is, and how prepared are men to provide the emotional comfort and safety a woman needs to feel secure and protected?
I think women have to be open to that. They really have to be open to that because, again, based on their previous experience, maybe never experienced something like that before. So they may not even be open to that.
Open to a man providing emotional and comfort and safety?
Yeah,
I don't know. I feel like it's a I don't know if men are prepared to um provide emotional comfort and safety. Do you feel like men are like without sex? Are there men who will emotionally support and comfort a woman who he's not actually sexually sleeping with? I mean, what you think?
I think it's all, I think it really starts how you start off the relationship. If you constantly talk about sex and this is this, sometimes we need to redirect the conversation when we meet another person. We got to redirect it. If that person always talking about sex and all this and what he can do and all that, leave him alone. Leave him alone. You're not on that. You're really looking for a person that you got both thinking the same way, long term, short term goals, and what can how can we help each other? Uh, as far as stable, living a stable life and just enjoying each other's company. So,
Hmm. So I do agree with you on that. I feel like a lot of times women get emotional comfort and support from a man when she's not sleeping with him.
mhm.
It's actually the true tale and testament of how he really truly feels about her comes after she has sex. Because as long as he's hunting her and he's chasing her and he's pursuing her, and man, if I'm wrong, y'all let me know. But as long as he's chasing her and he's pursuing her, he can provide that emotional comfort and safety and support. But once he got what he wanted, if he's still not giving that, then that may very well mean that his intentions towards her is not real.
Right.
Sex is the soul tie. Frank says sex
Yeah.
is the soul
So,
tie.
Frank, thanks for tuning in, Frank. Appreciate you.
Sex is a soul tie. It's one way to have a soul tie, but there's multiple ways that you can be tied to a person, in my opinion.
Mhm.
Just my opinion. All right. Thank you, Larry. So, we're going to try something different, y'all.
What's that?
Oh, not true. Okay, Jesse, then you need to be the first person to call in
All right, Jesse,
because
go
I
ahead,
want
bro.
to know what you mean by that.
Yeah.
So, you said that what I am saying is not true. So, I'm going to post the phone number so you guys can call in.
Mm. Don't be afraid to call in. Don't be
Don't be
afraid.
afraid.
Don't scare them.
Don't be afraid now, baby. Everything will be all right.
Okay, all right. You sing too.
Mm-hmm. I will sing it too. All right, that phone number you can call in is 216-245-3380. All right, men and women will do what's required during the hunt and chase, and then some people change what they give in a relationship after the contract is signed. Facts on facts.
Mm.
Facts.
How do you feel about women approaching men? What's your take on that? Like,
I'm old school.
mm, think
So I feel like men should, if I'm definitely old school. I'm definitely old school. I want to know that, you really interested. Make me know it. Make me know.
I know, right?
You know what I'm saying? Like, I definitely feel like in relationships, we should be actually courting one another. Like, I think we should bring it back old school. And I feel like if we did, because something back then they got it right.
Right.
The
Exactly.
relationships were lasting long. They were committed in those type of relationships. They were happier in those relationships. I just feel like we need to bring it back old school. Bring it back to the time frame where a guy actually had to get on your level. He had to figure out what it is that made you tick and he took the time to really get to know you. He had to talk to your father, you know. He had to talk to your father. He had to see, before you were interested. Y'all going wild in the chat.
I know, right?
Y'all going wild in the chat.
Good.
Most intentions are sexual. And I feel like that's for both men and women.
Wow.
I mean, at this stage,
I don't think I do that. What?
let's get back to courting. I agree. I just feel like we set a standard, and I feel like a lot of that got to do with us women. Like we done changed the game up, and it's like some of them, done changed the game up for different women. Like
No.
I mean, like come on now, like a lot of me, like we done changed the game up. We got to do better. Like we got women out here just willing to do whatever. So when a man come across a woman who got standards, he like, I ain't gotta be bothered.
Right. Go on to the next one.
Next.
Next.
I'm gonna go to the one that give me whatever. But then we can't complain in that aspect if we not willing to do what it takes. They're not interested in dating or courting. They're not interested in that. But they're not interested in it because there's nobody setting the standard. If all women just was like flat out, like what was that one movie? It was this movie where all the women just cut off sex for men. It was like I think it was Chirac or
I
something.
know. I didn't see that.
It was called it was called Chirac, and all the women just cut all the sex off. Men was losing their mind. It was clocking out. But then after a while, they stopped fighting. You know what I'm saying? They stopped fighting it. They start getting their mind right. They was like they not having sex no more with no men until all the killing stopped. It was called Chirac.
Oh, thank you, Sharon. I know. I didn't see that.
I mean, most people intentions. Call in, Jesse. They want you to call in. They want you to call in, Jesse.
Okay, was that Miss Booker? Yes. Okay.
Get it back. Miss Booker saying, bring it back to court, and I agree.
Mhm. You think because people don't court like, 'cause, like everyone's so busy now? You think that's what it is, or what? Because I mean, some people got two jobs, some people got families already, or you know, is that
Say that
part?
again.
I said as far as courting, that's because both people are busy, so busy with other things they don't want to court, or what?
I don't think it's ever too busy to court. I think that some men do court. If a woman requires it and he want her bad enough, he will.
Mhm.
He will. A man will wait. He will wait to sleep with you. I have experienced it. I've experienced it. I've had men pursue me for long periods of time, 8, 9 months. You know what I'm saying? And he because he was and maybe he was being with somebody else. Okay, y'all, I got a caller.
Hello.
Hello.
Hi, Valerie.
Hi. Okay. Miss Johnson, can you hear us? You are live.
Hey, Miss Johnson. What's your idea on the topic here? Hmm.
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 Stay in the friend zone. I feel you. People, what do you think about that in the chat? Valerie, I completely agree with you. I feel like so many times men just don't want to put forth the effort, but I can't solely blame men because I feel like it's so many of us women as a whole
Yeah,
who don't set the standard for men that they to make them follow. So it's like you a good woman,
that's true,
you a
bro.
good woman, you're looking for a good man, right?
Mhm.
But so you're like, hey, I have a standard, I'm setting that standard. And that man is like, it's taking too long to get that. I can go over here with this one who ain't gonna require nothing.
Mhm.
So we as a whole,
Mhm. Wow.
mm, thank you. Thank you for your comment. I think that they can't hear you though from us. I don't know what that's about. But I'm going to share with them, okay? Thank you so much.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you for calling in.
Thank you.
All right. I don't know why y'all couldn't hear the caller, but
Larry Bauer says jobs and shit. What?
we'll get to that. He was talking about something you said why people don't court.
Oh,
But what I will say, what Miss Johnson was saying is that she's a good woman. She says she'll meet a guy, she'll go out with him. He'll say that she has a great personality. He likes her. I don't know. We're gonna see what happened with that. Maybe I didn't have the volume up enough. But he'll meet her, they'll like her and everything. But the minute that she will not have sex with him, he'll ghost her and he'll be lost. And we were just saying a lot of times that happens because that man is not interested in putting in the work that it takes because there's so many other women out here that don't have any standard that will do whatever. And so it makes it bad. Like collectively, I always talk about us as women, we collectively need to set a standard and stick to it.
mhm. But don't women set the tone for that when it comes to being intimate? It's up to her in most cases if we're going to be intimate.
We do set the tone for intimacy, but we don't just
I mean, I can't talk a woman into having sex with me. Either she's going to have it or she's not. That's how I feel. I mean, it may be wrong, but I just feel uh, like
you said you
control.
can't talk a woman into having sex with
I
you.
don't think so.
Women,
What's wrong with
women, have a man ever talked you into if please make a comment in the chat if you have ever if a man has ever convinced you or talked you into having sex with him. Let's talk about it. Put the comment in the chat because I can say for myself, I have I have met men. Oh, so Miss Washington said, heck no.
Oh,
A
okay.
man has not. Well, maybe I'm different because I done been talked into it. If he's saying the right things and I'm intrigued with him and who he is as a man, he didn't turn me on in a way that's, different or set apart. He's talked me into, he done convinced me because I'm just not going to give myself to a man who just because I've thought about it, I've made the decision, and I've said, somebody else said, no, I did it because I wanted to, not
That's
him.
right.
Okay.
Yep.
And Monica, okay, somebody said,
Hmm.
Shannon said, no, I did it because I wanted to. And
Hey, Miss Springer, how you doing?
and and
Thanks for calling
Monica
in.
said yes. I don't know. I done came across maybe I done got the ones that's slicker than goose grease.
So,
Not a man that I don't like. You're right. But if a man is saying all the right things to you and that man is coming correct, he's convinced you to be with him. He done convinced you in some type of way that, that to for him to give you for you to give him your time. He done convinced you of something.
right,
Like it's something about him that you didn't like, that you didn't became intrigued by in order to give yourself to this man, you know?
right. Yeah.
So it ain't we ain't just like, oh yeah, I'm coming to to this man and I'm sleeping with him. And maybe sometimes you do.
Mhm.
And some men do. Ooh, this term right here,
What?
love bombing.
Love? Ooh, that's another
That's a
topic.
real thing. That's a whole nother
I
show.
know, right?
Woo, because I can go on and on. Even if you are in a mutual agreement and y'all are both just horny.
What the?
It was something about him that he convinced you that you liked him and you wanted to sleep with him.
Oh, it's just a mutual agreement. But again, so that goes back to that's how you get those ties again. You don't go back to those ties. Is that one moment worth all that? To sleep with that person is really worth all that?
Not for me. You gotta have something.
Oh,
You gotta have something that intrigues me that I actually want to do where I would want to sleep with you. I'm just not about to sleep with somebody just because you gotta be doing something. You gotta intrigue me in a way that would make me want to take off my clothes and lay down with you and give you my body. So that's why I say a man has to have the ability to convince you that he's worthy of you sleeping with.
I've turned women down before.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I'm not doing that. They got mad though. So, look, FYI.
Valerie says yes in the past. That's why I've switched it up because it's a game to them. I
Oh,
do. Yes, honey. It's a lot of men that are playing out here
right.
and women
Say
who
that.
are playing games with good people hearts. Absolutely. And it's wrong. It's flat out wrong. And it's not cool. And we shouldn't be doing that to one another because what we're doing is we're literally victimizing people for no other reason than our own selfish pleasure. And a lot of times I find that when men, and I do think it's men who really be wanting to love women and be right, but a lot of men have been wounded by the wrong women or picking the wrong women. And in them being wounded, now they have this mentality, I'm hurting everybody. And it's some men who don't take responsibility. Like you, it's some men that feel like a woman is supposed to take whatever. They hold women to a standard that they don't hold themselves to.
Mm. Well, let me speak about that. That works both ways. Now,
Oh, I do.
don't be throwing us men like that.
You better speak up, Dan.
Oh, okay, because I'm here to tell you, because
Hmm.
we got standards too.
So Desmond said, I only
What's
got
up, Desmond?
Desmond said, I only got one soul and I ain't gonna play with it. I feel you on
Go
that.
ahead, Des.
I wanted to say that he convinced me. I feel, oh, she said, oh, Shannon is clarifying. She said, I wanted to say that he convinced me. I feel like it's something I wanted to take part in as well.
Mm.
I feel like it's something I wanted to take part in as well. Yeah, but he had to first, I mean, and you let me know, Shannon, if this is what you're saying. He had to first do something to make you want to be with him.
You think men know what? Do you think men know exactly what to say to women to do what they need to do? They say all the right things, and that's what happens.
Ladies, he just asked if men say all the right things so that they can just have sex with you and don't have the right intentions.
But
Light the comments up, y'all. Light them up. Pew, pew, pew.
it's funny. I told you about that CP.
Man, congratulations. Lewis has the most amazing, beautiful wife. 20 plus years. That is a feat and that is an amazing thing. To be clapped out. To be clapped out. Yes. She said, I wouldn't say he convinced me. Well, why you sleep with him, Shannon?
Oh,
Question.
oh man.
Hell yeah, they do. They do it all the time. They convince women. They play games, and I'm speaking for the where you at?
My mouth is dropped because that's not true.
That's not true.
It take two, right?
It do take two.
But I mean,
Absolutely.
I don't know.
What part? What part you saying, Hardy?
I'm saying that
You ain't Julius right now. You Hardy.
I'm hurt.
Hmm.
Wow. What's his age?
Rena says, with age, you learn those things and see them coming a mile away. Red flags. Ah, Jesse. Jesse has a point.
What is that?
Jesse said, I no, Jesse, you about to make me take my words back. He said, you don't have to say the right things. Just mm, 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 mm,
That was
mm,
getting
mm,
good.
mm, mm. I don't think. Do you think it's overheating?
I don't know what to say. Ooh. Let's see what Ann says. Yeah, the woman does the leading. She's considered.
Okay.
Wow.
If you have not already, please go over to YouTube and subscribe to Juicy Talk, please. I want to say so. Woo, y'all are lighting it up.
I know, right?
So Jesse, I want to address what Jesse said. He said you don't have to say the right things, just tell the truth. I will say that it is some men who will tell a woman like, I ain't interested in no relationship. I just want to smash, and she'll still sleep with him. Some men don't lie to women. Usually he's really well endowed and he fine as all get out. But I'm just
Really? Are you serious right now?
no, I'm just
Oh, okay.
I'm just playing.
Size matter, huh? Oh, sorry. My bad. That's a story for another day.
Meow. Look, meow. Look.
What was that? What you said? What was you saying? Earlier eggplant?
Eggplant. You know
Oh,
what an eggplant
oh, my bad. My
is. But when a woman does the leading, she is considered a hoe or a whore.
Let's see.
Yes, I agree with you, Frank. Adding any earlier sex is the soul tie when one or both parties have each other's heart. But when there is no respect, the soul tie is definitely toxic and unhealthy and difficult for some to let go.
I tell you, that respect is so important, man. It's so
So
important.
true, so true. Pew,
Yeah,
pew, pew, pew. So true.
I agree with you.
So let's see what Shannon said she was with him because she liked and loved him. Jesse said, you seen what he said. He basically was saying some men just tell the truth. If it's a man that you don't like, he cannot convince you to sleep with him. Very
Right,
true.
right.
I agree with you 110%. But that man had to do something to make you like him in order to sleep with him. And it's not about looks. A lot of times women will be with a man because he makes her laugh, he's funny, he's emotionally available, he's affectionate. It don't have nothing to do with any of the things that, most people think that people are attracted to. Just the same for men. It's men that we've seen men that a man has been with a woman who's not that, attractive. She's with him because the way that he loves her is he's attentive, he's caring, you know? He got her back like 50 stacks.
I know,
What?
right? 50 stacks.
What?
Okay, 50 stacks.
It said, well, the truth will set you free. Thank you, Valerie. And on your way, if you come here just looking for sex, that's where the games began.
Ooh. Man,
Sure can. Sure
I'm gonna
can.
have to give her one of those for that.
hmm
That's the sexy thing.
Women sleep with men who have great communication skills and the ability to touch them without touching them. Someone truthful, respectful, and mysterious.
Mm.
You have a point.
Oh, okay.
You have a point.
Give me this
I also think that sometimes women sleep with men because he has, I say, dark qualities. I call them dark qualities because there's some women out here that sleeping with men that they know are toxic. He's really not a good guy, but because he's very assertive, strong in certain areas. I people call it the bad boy.
one.
They still sleeping with him anyway because he possesses these dark, mysterious, you know,
When do you stop being a bad boy?
personalities.
I mean, at what age you stop being a bad boy? When I think,
You really want me to answer that question?
yeah.
When his eggplant stopped working.
Ooh.
Pew, pew, pew.
Man, I'm glad I don't have that problem. Let's see what they say.
Okay. Okay, Hardy.
Whatever.
You making it be known. Here come Hardy Entertainment.
Well, you gotta say the whole name.
Because that's your name. Right? Okay. It's a yes, that's true. You had to be attached to him some type of way. Very, very true.
What's this one?
She said her husband said that men know when women get emotional. That is one of the times to slide in there. Oh yeah. They watching them Facebook posts, boo. They watching them Facebook posts. If you posting like, you know, my heart was broken and da 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 or whatever, or all your posts is like men hurt women hurting people hurt. They like, oh yeah, that dude that messed up. Soon as he buy that wine, I'ma slide in from behind.
That's Biggie, right? That's Biggie, baby.
Ask him who you be with.
You know?
Okay.
Send her home when I'm due with you. Oh, my bad. Oh.
Go ahead, tell your truth.
Oh. And that's a song.
Yeah, okay. I slept with this guy because he kept begging and I got sick and threw out. Oh no!
Wow.
Ouch! I'm curious what his response was to that.
Oh, boy toys. Oh, toy boy. Oh, God.
Women also sleep with men that's boys. Boy toys. I think she meant to say boy.
Oh.
I think they went to say boy toys. I mean, it is some women who just sleep. It's women. I think that, but that comes from a place of woundedness, right? Or just being tired of going through different relationships and going through situations with men where you weren't treated the way that you were supposed to be treated. So
we have a boy toy. Is that like understood? This is what we're doing.
I think that men will. Okay, I'm gonna be quiet because then they're gonna be saying I'm men bashing.
No, I'm just saying.
But I'm not men bashing. It's not men bashing if it's the truth, right? Is it men bashing if it's the truth?
No, I don't think so. No, I don't. I'm really back to this boy toy stuff.
That's what I'm about to talk about.
Is that where two people have a discussion with unspoken? This is what we do every time we get together. We don't need to hang out. This is what we do.
So she's treating him like a human active dildo.
Ooh. Okay, all right.
With moving parts.
Yeah. I'm gonna think of that.
You get that thing.
My bad.
No, I'm just kidding. But I think that it's women out here that use men as a boy toy. I think that a lot of times, and y'all let me know, ladies, if I'm wrong, or if I'm speaking out of turn and this ain't how y'all feel. But a lot of times it just comes from a place of you tired. You tired of the game playing. You tired of putting yourself out there emotionally and being vulnerable. And then this man comes
That's
to
my
plays
story.
with your
That's my
play.
story. That's my story. I'm tired. Like I said last week, I'm tired.
And you putting yourself out there emotionally, and then so you already self-sufficient. You
That
own
was
your
me.
own home, own car, got your own money, can take it, buy your own bag, take yourself out,
Right,
right?
right,
You already experienced all of that.
right.
And so, and the only thing that you really actually
Listen,
missing
is a nice companion.
is
Tony
sex.
Stewart.
But it's not because that's not what it's not because you don't want a man to you don't want a relationship. You just got fed up with playing in the games. And so to protect your heart and to protect your peace and get your needs met, you sleep with a man that is 25 and younger. No, I'm just kidding. You know, you get you a young guy who got all the stamina in the world. Let me ask you this question, Hardy.
Yes.
What about the men who, I mean, what you have to say about this?
I'm listening.
So the men who was playboys, they 20s, they 30s, they 40s,
Okay.
mid 50s, right? And they done got older now.
Why'd you say mid 50s? That's my age. You,
I wasn't referring to you,
oh,
Hardy.
okay. I just,
But if the shoe fit, no, okay, I'm just playing. But you know, men, they get older. They in there. They play. They 20s, they 30s, they 40s, they 50s, whatever, right? And now they want to settle down, right? And they want this young chick to settle down with. They don't want a woman that's their age. They want to get with somebody younger after they've played the game. Now they have erectile dysfunction.
women can't get wet
Wait
either,
on.
though. What about that?
We talking about he's getting with younger women.
Oh, okay, my bad.
Mhm.
That's a story for another day.
Mhm. He's messing with this woman, right? And now he wants the young woman, right? And because and now he wants to settle down. Why should a younger woman get married to an older man who's not going to pretty much be able to sexually satisfy her for that much longer, even if he is?
They got Viagra and stuff like that.
They do, but you know, he got high blood pressure too. You take Viagra with high blood pressure medication.
Maybe it's
It's
tongue
a,
work.
it's
I
a.
don't know.
I'm just saying. I'm just saying. You know, I'm just giving you this scenario. Why is it right that they then want women
Younger.
who are younger, but you expect her to be? You want to go get this young girl, but you ain't able to please her. Now you 65 at Chuck E. Cheese, where you should be with a woman who kids is grown, y'all kids are grown, y'all both are on the
What
same
age
page.
difference? When you say young, I ain't.
I'm talking about okay, so if it's a lot of men who are 55
Okay.
and they want to date women who are 35, 40, 35, 40 range. Let's just say that.
You know, but their body's still intact at that age. You know,
But your body ain't intact.
my body's intact.
I'm not talking about you per
Oh,
se, but I'm saying a lot of them.
You know how blood pressure.
I'm not talking about you, Hardy. I'm saying in
I'm
general.
letting you know.
I'm just saying in general. I'm saying they have these issues, but they want this young woman. She can have now and then. Now you frustrated because she don't want to cook. Soon as you come home, she dropping off. She like, I need you to. She out in the club. She kicking it. You at home with the baby. She like, I've been with the baby all week. Now I want to go with my friends out to the club. And now you at the birthday party at Chuck E. Cheese because now you 60 with a 3-year-old.
That's his
Instead
3 year.
of yes, his 3-year-old. And now you instead of being with somebody that's your age, right? And y'all can actually grow and have like this.
So you saying young couples can't make it?
No, no. I'm asking you to answer the question
I'm beating around the bush.
and stop deflecting.
Right, I am a little bit. But to answer that, I think again, I think men are visual. What?
Somebody said 50 plus and got nice tip work.
Tip work. I don't know what that is, but that's a
I
woman.
think he's saying that is I think that's the man. Just beats 100. You a man or a woman? Go ahead. I think he was talking about his genitalia.
Oh, I wouldn't know that. But anyway, I think probably women that's still 40s, they got everything intact, they're still solid. Somebody like they, but I,
That's 50-year-old women is killing the game.
I know, right?
It's looking better than some 30-year-olds. Like, and they financially secure, stable mentally and emotionally, know what they want out of life, willing to go get it, ain't playing no games, baddies,
But are they willing to share
good
that?
credit.
Then why are they single though? Why are they single?
Because they want to hold men accountable, and a lot of men don't want to be held accountable. You can't come with just any old thing. You have to have a certain measure of accountability. You have to be willing and able to come to the table appropriately, and you're gonna have to put in work.
Oh, is that what it is?
Lack of, a lot of women are single that are really good women because you know, a lot of men don't want to be accountable.
No,
They don't want to take accountability for their actions. They want to do whatever they want to do, and they don't want to play games. Like women are like, I just don't want to play games.
I think sometimes women don't know when to be quiet. They just yak 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 yak. Oh, this is why it's crazy.
I do agree.
Sometimes you don't know when to be quiet.
Sometimes
Be
we should
still.
shut
Peace
up.
be still.
Sometimes we should shut up.
I'm not gonna say shut up. That's such a strong
Or be
word.
quiet.
I prefer to
Say,
quiet.
shut up.
No, I'm saying,
Sometimes we should. Sometimes we do talk too much.
we just listen. Just listen. They a lot of times women over talk men. So you can't. The man can't get his point across because she's constantly over talking him. Then she said, "Well, why are you yelling at me?" No, I'm not yelling at you. I'm trying to over talk you. So I'm not yelling at you. I'm trying to get my word and you won't listen. So I've been through that too. I'm not yelling. You. I I let them explain, and I start talking to them. And they want to get their point in. Now you have your turn to talk. Now it's my turn. Why? I'm not yelling at you. I'm just trying to answer your question. So
We do need to listen. We do. I do agree with you. I have nothing to say to that.
mm,
Sometimes we should be quiet.
yeah, ain't no woman saying that.
It's like because mature women don't want them. They with the game still. Younger women fall for it. So Valerie is speaking on older men who date younger women. She said mature women don't want the games. They ain't
40,
coming. They ain't with the games.
well, 40 is mature.
I do think 40 is can be mature.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I'm not saying it can. And it depends on like it depends on the mind because there's some men out here that's 50 plus but 25 mentally.
But
And that goes for women too.
that's due to poor planning. Poor planning.
Is it poor planning or is it
Or
just not mature? Lack of surround yourself with people who don't challenge you to grow up.
I guess one of the things that I was really blessed with, I was blessed with having my mom and my dad in my home.
Hmm.
I saw some of the things,
Me too.
some of the things my father did. We used to have dinner at the table, talk about how was our day at school, and read the newspaper. And I just remember talking to my father about different things about life. But there's so many young guys who don't have people that they can, hey, why does this happen? Why I got hair on my arm? The simple things in life.
Yeah.
But these young guys don't have people to talk to. Either they smoke with their friends, they could care less, and they watching the dope boys and making that fast money. But at the end of the day, man, just they don't have those role models like I used to have. It's so sad because we losing these young boys at a high rate.
I do agree with you. I do feel like, and that's why I'm so big on like traditional roles. I feel like they're very important in our community. And even when men don't have it, like younger men don't have it, we need men like you, Hardy, to take leadership in that area and other like-minded men to take leadership with our young boys to like really lead them and teach them the way because you are right. It's a lot of men who don't they're being raised by single moms and they don't and it does don't have that stability of a male role model, but it really do take a village to raise a child. I know in African culture all the men of the village are the fathers of their children. So none of the boys ever get left behind because every man is responsible and father the the boys and the children in that community. And I just feel like that's so very important. I think a lot of our issues that we deal with in our community, you know, be it soul ties, be it toxic relationships, and a lot of these different issues that we're dealing with in our community is because of similar situations, like you said, not having those proper role models to stand in and take up for, to stand in and bridge that gap when men don't have that type of support
Yeah.
from a male figure.
Like I said, when I grew up, we knew all our neighbors. If I got in trouble,
So, sorry,
can
go
I
ahead.
talk?
I'm sorry, they
You
had a
got last
comment.
week too. I want you to know that. But like I was saying, back when I was young, everybody knew our neighbors. And if I would act up, they would, call my mom and say, Julie's out here acting an idiot and stuff like that. And I think we need to tell these boys. I'm so strong about these boys because these boys are we're losing them. We need to tell these boys that we love them, we appreciate you,
Yeah,
and just there's more to life. People don't understand that there's so many. When it comes to basketball, they can only select so many players. So you gotta start thinking about a career or some kind of other thing because everybody's not gonna make that basketball team or that football team. So you gotta have a plan.
you man.
Hold on, I was on the road too.
You remember what you were saying?
Yeah.
Hmm?
Huh?
You remember?
Selective hearing.
Hmm.
Mr. Washington was talking about selective hearing. I'm about to put her on blast.
Okay,
All right.
so Miss Washington, you were saying the boys need.
Yeah, we us men need to huddle around these boys and say that we love them. It's okay to tell your kid that you love them.
Yeah.
So that's what we need more in this community. And we see these kids see so many. They see too much at a young age. But like I said, when I was young, I used to watch my father put on a certain tie, and my mom having dinner ready when he came home, and we sat at the table and talked about our day, and had to do my homework before I go outside, and had to be home before the street lights. Now our kids are like kind of like taking care of themselves. I don't know where that's coming from, but it's
It's the, I mean, in my opinion, it's just the lack of family support. And like I said, it takes a village. Miss Washington, you said men and boys have selective hearing.
yeah. You want to expand on that,
Can
please?
you expand,
Please, Miss
yeah,
Watson.
let us know what you, I'm gonna cut this button off,
Okay, all right,
y'all.
my bad.
Next week it's coming off, it ain't
Okay,
gonna be on there.
my bad.
Okay, so can you just let us know what you mean by that in a little greater detail? And real pity. We're waiting for you. But in the meantime and in between time, we're going to talk to Jesse. Jesse, if you're in love, sex is not the key to a relationship. That's why
hell,
when you get
don't fool yourself,
married, the
Jesse.
preachers say for better or for
Don't fool yourself,
worse.
Jesse.
Sex is
Lit.
important in a relationship, but it is not the be all end all.
It help.
And if you really love somebody, because you're going to get older as people get
But
older.
between time.
No, seriously, like
I'm
as you get older, people bodies don't work the same, things don't look the same. You gotta have something that's gonna still keep you connected. If your whole relationship is based on sex, it's doomed before you even start. It can't be just sex.
I know. I mean, I know that. It help.
Definitely,
What?
definitely.
Yeah.
We going what you I'm still waiting on Miss Washington.
Yeah, Miss Washington.
That's because men and boys have selective hearing. Is that why we need to be quiet?
Mm.
I need to know what you mean by that.
Oh, here we go.
Here we go. They hear what they want to hear and choose to listen to what supports their needs, and they lead by one head on.
Are you serious, Miss Washington? Are you? That's a typical woman answer. That's a typical
It's
answer.
funny.
We're grown now. We ain't leaving with our head no more. We're grown now.
There's a lot of men. Hardy, you know, let's be honest,
I'm listening.
you know a lot of men
Okay.
who lead with the head between their legs. You know a lot of men who are led by that because they can have a good woman at home that's amazing and wonderful, and they still trying to get with
You know why? Because women use that sex as a tool.
who's using it? The woman at home?
Yeah.
How's she using it?
Don't want to give it to him when he want it. You know what I'm saying? You tapping him on the shoulder at night. Nah, get off me. I'm asleep.
How many women are giving it and still getting cheated on?
I don't know.
A whole lot.
I don't know about that.
A whole lot. It's a whole lot of women that are doing what they supposed to do. Cause I do feel like if you a woman and you don't sleep with your mate,
Yeah.
that you know you wrong for that.
Yeah, absolutely.
You cannot be married to somebody or
And
in
not
a
have sex.
and not have sex with them.
That's
You
terrible.
cannot. That's wrong. And if he go sleep with somebody else because you left him vulnerable and in a place
Backed
where
up.
backed up in a place where he could not, where you left him where when she walked past and she made it available, he couldn't help himself. He had no resistance outside of her being sick
Right.
and unable to. And I mean, that goes for men too. If you're not satisfying your woman because, you know,
You gotta find. I think
your
the conversation.
eggplant doesn't work anymore, yeah, you got to make sure that she's taken care of as well.
You gotta figure it out.
I'm just saying. Yes. This has been a great show.
It was.
It's been good. If you enjoyed yourself tonight, please send me some hearts, some thumbs up, some love, some likes. Let me know if you really enjoyed this show tonight. This was good. This was a great conversation.
We had a lot of people writing in, and that's good.
Yes, we got a caller. We got to figure out what's going on with this mixer. I don't know what's going on, but I thank y'all for just sticking with us and standing beside us. Valerie, what's the lie? Tell the truth and shame the devil, girl.
Thanks for the hearts, ladies.
Thank you.
Thank you for the
for the
hearts.
love.
And the thumbs up.
I appreciate
All right,
you.
Miss Washington. All
We
right.
love the love in the room. Thank you so very much.
You know I can't dance, right?
Hey, you gonna have to teach her. All right, all right.
Stop. Okay.
One way.
You know, how can I be a DJ and I have a rhythm? How's that
I
possible?
don't know.
No.
I don't know. I don't know. Love music.
Love it.
Love it. It's a beautiful thing. I love music too.
I know.
I do.
You know, but I just want to tell everybody that we do a lot of work before the show even starts.
Me too.
We talk like every day. Hey, Cardi, what we're going to talk about? This is what we research. So a lot of stuff that we talk about, it's not off the top of our head. We do uh, research.
Mhm.
So I don't think we just like let you know we talk every day, but leading up to the show. So,
We do. We do. We put in a lot of work,
yeah.
a lot of stuff that we do behind the scenes to make it work. So it really means a lot to us. Men definitely cheat on great women. Ain't no ifs,
Man, no,
ands, and buts about that, Valerie. We know men cheat on great women.
but you
And
got to figure
women cheat on great
we
men.
got to figure out why he cheated though.
We know why.
Why?
Why do people cheat? Because they did what they wanted to do. They were being selfish. I'm sorry that we had to go back in here. They were being selfish. People cheat because they want what they want. And they're not thinking about the other individual, how that person will feel, the hurt, the pain that it will cause them. They're thinking in the moment, this
Sure.
is going to give me moment,
Of pleasure.
satisfaction, and pleasure. Absolutely, women cheat on great men. I just said that. Women cheat on great men too. And it's because of a place. People cheat because they want to. Absolutely. Period. Point blank. They're doing what they want to do. They're not making a sacrifice. If you love someone and you care about someone deeply, it takes sacrifice. It takes selflessness. You know, you have to think about that other person. You have to think about them first and foremost. You have to think about how will this destroy everything that we're building?
Is it worth it?
Is it worth destroying everything that we are building for a moment of temporary pleasure? It felt good at that moment. Women destroy homes after men build them all the time. And men build their home, men tear down their homes after they build them. Goes both ways. I absolutely agree with you.
I think it affects men a little bit different when men hurt. I think it's a different hurt for a man compared to a woman.
Y'all are definitely more
Yeah,
sensitive.
it's rough. We take it. Whew.
But don't think that women don't hurt too. We just deal with it differently. Nobody is designed to take hurt, pain, or abuse. We hurt differently.
Yeah, definitely.
We both hurt differently. And I know that we definitely hurt differently. Yes. And men be whores. I think that's what you're saying. And women sometimes do the same things. Men men do hurt differently,
Yeah.
but women hurt too. Don't think because we are able to talk about our emotions and deal with our emotions because we've been dealing with our emotions and we've been in touch with our emotions our whole life. You know, we grow up being in.
But
And
I think what the difference with men being hurt is like, who do we really have to talk to? You know what I'm saying? Do we go to? Are we too old to go talk to our mother? Hey, mom, I'm having this problem with this girl. Or,
what?
you know, you don't talk to
Your
your mom.
father, your mother, the men in your life.
You're a grown ass man talk to your father.
Is that wrong? Grown women talk to the who do a woman go to when she's been cheated on? Who do we go to?
A single woman.
No.
Well, I knew him.
So go talk to a single. So who you? Maybe you should talk to a married man.
Yeah.
Maybe you should talk to a married man. When a man gets cheated on by a woman or is hurt, maybe you should go talk to a married man who can put in time, work, and commitment into a relationship. Somebody who is stable in their decision making when it comes to relationships. Because I do feel like a lot of men go to the wrong people, us period. And as a woman, you shouldn't go to nobody single.
I know, right?
When we go to each other though when we hurt.
You know, one thing I want to say about
Yeah, we all do hurt. And we should find pleasure in healing one another. Absolutely, I agree.
you know, I think the other thing is like sometimes you know how women tell other women about perhaps somebody did something to them, and they see that person like, hey, I heard some bad, you know, some things about you. But women don't tell everything. They don't tell, you know, both sides. They say they tell everything what that person did, but then come back and say, you know what, he did this, um, and I did that. They only tell one side of the story. So now, now their friends looking at me sideways. You know what I'm
Now
saying?
they friends looking at you sideways.
Yeah,
This a personal story.
kind of, sort of, kind of, sort of.
What
I
you
know.
do, Hardy?
I don't want to talk about it. It's just, man, I don't like that. It's crazy.
Listen,
Yes.
we all make mistakes when it comes to relationships. Nobody who's ever been in one has been perfect. And we all
I'm not
have
looking for
a
perfect.
blame. No, I'm just saying in general. We all have been, we've played and been played.
Yes.
We all have made mistakes. The difference is the accountability. We
Mm,
have to take accountability after we hurt somebody or we wound somebody. A lot of times, a lot of people who hurt other people take no accountability for their actions.
yes.
They don't self reflect. They don't have the ability to look inside and say, you know what? When I was in this relationship with you, this is how I made this mistake. I should have did X, Y, Z. Maybe I should not have. You know, maybe I should have expressed how I felt. Maybe I should not have left it up to you to guess about my feelings and just felt like you should know by osmosis what I'm feeling. Maybe I should have set my intentions up, set, you know, state what I wanted and my intentions, made my intentions and what I need, my needs clear in the relationship, you know, because I feel like that's something we don't do as women. We don't be clear
Yeah,
with what we need.
once again, I'm gonna be transparent.
Okay.
When I went through my divorce, after my
Mhm.
divorce with my wife, I did go back. I apologize, but I actually apologized by some of the actions that I did to her during my marriage. So,
That's
so
good.
yeah,
That's healing.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
self work.
absolutely, yeah.
And
So,
that's what we got to do. We have to do the self work to be better. We won't be better. We won't have healthy relationships if we don't, each person in that relationship, take accountability for their actions,
mhm,
you know, and also do better. When you know better, you do better. We got to do that for one another.
that's so cliche.
But it's the truth.
Yeah,
The
you're right.
truth is what it is.
I like that little button.
I know. I know. Now you want to play with buttons.
Right, right. My bad.
Deflecting. This is what they do,
I
ladies.
know.
No, I'm just kidding. He was vulnerable, and now it was a
See,
lot.
see, that's
So,
see.
so I'm just saying,
See,
you were
see how
vulnerable,
quick you
and
threw
it
that
was a
back
lot.
at me?
I did not. No, I did not throw that back at you.
did.
No, I did
That's
not.
what. See, that's
I
what.
was
See,
acknowledging.
that's
No,
why men don't open
no,
up.
listen. I
That's
was acknowledging. Listen to me. I was acknowledging your place of vulnerability and that you were feeling vulnerable in that moment.
whatever,
So
man.
you had to make light of
No.
what was
That
happening.
is so.
But it's
You was
okay.
laying it on real thick right now.
No, but that's okay though. Because we have to be able to be vulnerable with one another. And it's a safe place. It's a
Say
safe
for
place
who?
for you. It's safe. I was not.
Yeah,
No,
you
I
did.
was
You
not.
did.
I
You
was
did.
not.
Yes, you did.
I was
Yes,
not.
yes, you did.
It was okay.
No, get off me. See, it didn't take you 2 minutes.
I did not.
It didn't even take you 2 minutes to throw that back in my face.
Okay, y'all. Was I throwing that back in his face?
Yes.
Did y'all feel like I was throwing? Guess what? If you feel like I was throwing that back in your face, I completely apologize. That was not my intention, right? I apologize to you.
I accept
Let's
your apology.
heal and move forward.
Okay.
Can we heal and move
Easy for
forward?
you to say.
No. I'm going to give you your time and your place and your space to heal.
Okay.
But I just want you to know I am here for you
Okay.
and I'm staying present.
I appreciate
Y'all see how we modeled that positive behavior? That's what we should be doing in our relationships with one another.
When people hurt somebody, say,
Yes,
you know,
we should be modeling those type of behaviors with one another. You feel what I'm saying?
I feel
That was very healthy for us, don't you
I
think?
think so. I feel like some ties are in there.
Yeah. Yeah,
Hmm.
that was a little soul tie. Just a little soul tie.
Yeah.
So, very, very good. It's important.
Oh yeah,
It's
absolutely.
important. To all the women who are hurt, let's love bring you home to all the peace and comfort that your heart can handle.
Oh,
To all the women who are hurt, let love bring you home to all the peace and comfort that your heart can handle. Yes,
she a pastor?
that's good.
She a pastor?
I don't think so.
You a
That's
pastor?
Just Beats
Just Beats?
100.
Oh,
I'm thinking they're in the music world.
okay. Okay. Just Beats, huh?
Let's heal.
Yeah.
Let's heal. I definitely feel like we all need a place of healing, and we have to be able to be vulnerable with one another.
Was I just toxic? What minute ago? Was that?
I don't, was I toxic?
Mm,
I was being accountable.
oh. See, I just
Mm-mm.
have to piggyback.
You felt sensitive. I don't know if you was being toxic. I think that you had a vulnerable moment,
I did.
and I think that it made you, then have a hard time accepting that vulnerability. So then you kind of lashed out a little bit.
Is that what I did?
Yeah, you lashed out a little bit. But I didn't take it personal because I understood that you were being vulnerable and you needed support in that
I
moment.
appreciate that too.
So I just gave you, appropriate support.
Did, can we ask the people? What did I come across? Little.
He wants to know if he's toxic, if he came across toxic. Let us know if you think that he was toxic in that moment. I don't think he was toxic. I think you were vulnerable. You know.
Mm,
So if you're watching right now and you have not already, and you're watching on Facebook, please, please go like and subscribe on YouTube and follow me on YouTube. I would really truly appreciate it. I'm trying to get my numbers up over there, y'all. So I would definitely appreciate it if you follow me and that you also hit the notification button so you know when we come on again. We love having these conversations.
right?
Like Hardy said before, we talk every day, for real. We talk about these,
Different
topics,
subjects, yeah.
different subject matter. We go over it. We do a lot of different things. We're trying to make sure the equipment is working right, making sure that we prepare for you guys every Thursday. So we're prepared on Thursday. We really do appreciate your support, and we don't take it lightly that you're tuning in. It is a lot of hard work, but it's something that we both are definitely passionate about, and that we both really have something to say to our community. We want people to listen. So please share. If you're watching and you like the content that you see, please support us by following us on YouTube. We really truly appreciate it. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Thank you for so much for just sharing and being open and vulnerable. I know that we laugh a lot, but the truth of the matter is, I do feel like men need a safe place to be able to express how they feel and without judgment.
Right.
And that's something
Yeah,
that we
that's a
have
hard
to
thing.
do.
Yeah.
I think that we all have a hard time being vulnerable, but I do feel like men have a harder time being vulnerable because they feel like they won't be
It's
respected.
a sign of
You
weakness.
feel like you won't be respected. But let me just say, for all the men that are listening, and I'll speak for me as a woman, but I feel a lot of women that I know feel the same way. We find it refreshing when a man can be in touch with his feelings and he can be vulnerable. When you can express yourself openly and you own that. There's a certain safety in being able to own who you are as a man and say, you know what, that hurt me. That hurt my feelings. I made some mistakes. I'm doing better now. I had to go to therapy. I had to get help. It is something beautiful in a man being able to have that and being able to do that. So,
But the other thing is with that, sometimes when a man becomes clear with a woman, that she goes, "Yeah, girl, he went to therapy. Yeah, he said this, he said that." It's like, and women see him, oh, that's the guy that went to therapy. You know what I'm saying?
it's women out here saying that's the man that went to therapy.
Yeah, yeah. Oh, that's the man with the therapy.
We got to stop doing that, y'all.
Yeah. beating us up. Where are we supposed to get the peace at? We can't have peace at home. Where are we supposed to get the peace at?
You have to first be peaceful.
Where,
I'm just being
I
real.
understand that.
You have to first be peaceful. A lot of men say they want peace, but they're not peaceful in their spirit. They can't they they don't know how to they want you to bring something to them that they also don't have the ability to give. You can't expect peace from somebody and you bring chaos.
Oh,
So you have to first be a peaceful person in order to have
but
peace.
people bring out bad things. Like me, I'm a pretty level type person for the most part. Then
I would
people,
agree.
then people say stuff and just irritate my soul. My soul is so irritated. It's like, man, this is crazy. It just,
You say people say things that irritate your soul, right? But why are outsiders? Now I can understand if somebody that you have a soul tie with or a close, intimate bond with, but why? How is it that somebody who is outside of your force
right.
field, right?
Right.
Why are you letting them in to be able to penetrate you enough to affect you?
Well,
How is that possible?
that's probably something I need to work on. To stop allowing people just to get under my skin. Because sometimes you gotta look at the source where some of the stuff comes from.
Mhm.
Because a lot of people are idiots. They're idiots, man.
Or toxic,
Well,
not aligning yourself with
you
people who
know,
are toxic.
there's a lot of people unhappy, man. A lot of people unhappy.
But we got to get to a place of happiness. So I always like to leave with something positive.
Okay.
And so my positive thing to you is this has been a pleasure doing this with you. It's been really, really good, having my Martin, me
Hey,
being
man.
Pam, for
Hey.
sure. So it's just been cool. I appreciate the work that you put in, making sure that this happened, making sure that this all goes well. So I thank you, and
The reason it's a reflection of us. Our show is a reflection of us. So I take this very serious. We may joke with each other, but we're very serious about the subject that we talk about. We may
yeah,
not always agree. That's the good thing about it. You can't always
true,
agree on things, but
true.
we definitely are dedicated to the different subjects.
Absolutely. And to just getting the word out. So we appreciate you all. Thank you so much for all the love, all the hearts, all the communications, and for tuning in. We appreciate you. Thank you so very much. And we will be here next week. Same time, same place.
God bless.
God bless you.
Peace.
Peace.
What's that last
Did y'all
word?
like it? Did y'all
What's
like
that
it?
last word? What is that? Are we still on? I'm sorry.